The biggest mistake you can do in a relationship is to not follow your purpose. As men, our purpose, which I define as our one obsession that we need to give at least an hour a day or else we don't feel fulfilled. And whether that's the gym, self improvement, the work that you do, if you're an entrepreneur, whatever that is, that big obsession that you're focusing on. If you cut yourself off and decide not to conquer the world, how can you truly love your woman if you know you are lesser? I'm Maxwell and I help teach young men find purpose in life. And today I want to talk about staying on our mission. I look at life as kind of a path or a single graph with one line on it. So whether the path that we walk is right or wrong, we have to constantly make sure that we are at least going forward, pursuing a life that we are constantly progressing in the ability to give our gift and shed layers of purpose. But the biggest thing that happens to young men is that they put it off for relationships, whether that is actually a girlfriend, a wife, a fiance, or just friends. Is you need to fulfill yourself to be significant in any other avenue. If you've ever dated a woman and knew that you had stuff to do, you could tell in her eyes that she wasn't fully loved by your presence because you're sitting there with your arm around her, but all you're thinking about is the work that you need to get done. If you can fulfill your purpose and know that you did all that you could, you're going to love that woman more because you know that you did everything you could, and now you have the consciousness to give her all the love that you can have because you conquer the world and you conquer the woman. If you believe you are a superior man, that's the way it's done. You can't just cut your balls off for one of them because you could cut off women and pursue all the world, or you could cut yourself off and pursue women and be a slave beneath them. Or if you're a superior, you can conquer both, which is a beautiful thing. And I use this word conquer not in a like inappropriate, like men are better or anything like that, but it's the analogy of I'm on a fucking mission. I'm on a grind. I'm on this path, and if you're with me or without me, it doesn't matter because I'm pursuing my hustle, my entrepreneurship, my self-improvement. So when I do all that it takes every day, all the time that I can spend improving myself, working on my business, and then when I have an hour to spend with my woman, I feel like I'm climbing Mount Everest, and now I can finally rest and be so fulfilled in my actions and in my belief that I can love that woman truly present. So it's so important when you're climbing this graph of life, whether it's ups and downs, but the idea is, for this generalization, we're on the right path, we're taking that, is that we're going up. But we must understand some fundamentals of a relationship. Why do you get in a relationship with a woman? You might have a goal of just love, sex, whatever. But something that truly works is if you are on a mission, she sees that, and they love to be on the ride. They love to see a man with a higher purpose that doesn't just stop what he's doing and is like, oh, this girl's so fine, I'm going to put her on a pedestal. They don't like that. They don't want to be your number one. They want to see that you're conquering the world and then you're draining her up. That you're showing that you can do the most important thing in the world and love at the same time. The second thing is this magnitude. I believe it's called polarization, or this idea of magnets. If you become depolarized, demagnetized, there's no attraction. You became attracted to a woman for a certain reason. There was that magnitude in that essence. You liked her because you saw her as a beautiful, neat, caring individual that was smart and intellectual. She saw you as a man on a grind that was disciplined, present, that smelled good, that looked good. So if you lose the fundamentals of the attraction, what is the reason to be in there? Because the yin and yang of the relationship, the black and white, that is the masculine and the feminine, if it just becomes gray, it's going to fall apart. Because I see it with younger men that are in relationships. I try to give some guidance once in a while, is they become too much of a slave for their woman. Now, don't get me wrong, it's so nice to like work hard and then you sit back with your woman and relaxes. But when you wake up with her and she's like, no, don't leave, just stay in bed for a little bit longer. Let me make you weak. Let me turn you into the man that I'm not actually going to like. Because you understand why she was attracted to you. The masculinity, the discipline, the hard work, the smelling nice. Do you want to become one of the farting, stinky? She sees you fail. She sees the moments where you're not always on your grind, and she realizes that she's not actually no longer with the individual that she was. Because they will always test you, subconsciously or consciously, because they want you to hang out with them all day. No, do this, eat this food. They're turning you into someone that you aren't. Now, don't get me wrong, it's nice to cuddle for a little longer, to do all these things. But when you're the person that bends your own back constantly to put her first, whether she is doing it subconsciously or not, you are lessening yourself as an individual. I rather work all day on my purpose and give my woman 30 minutes of undivided conscious love than a few hours of mediocre. Which something you have to do is just tell her like, hey, I love you. For this next 30 minutes, I'm going to be undivided love to you, but I need to go back on my fucking mission. So this most important thing is to never be pulled down. It will happen from your loved ones. From the people you find so dear to your heart, they will push you down. As messed up as it is, you have to choose yourself first, especially in a loving situation, because if you see relationships with older people, sometimes they don't even get it right. They've lived fucking 50 years of pushing and punching each other to become this gray mush where they have to figure out, oh, happy wife, happy life. And in the rare occasion that you find like an older couple and they still have that magnetism, that pushback. He's doing his thing, she's doing her thing, and they can come together at the end of the day to truly love each other because they've stayed their own individual and they haven't morphed into one pace that is this gray, disgusting relationship when they both become mediocre in the sloth, just mess. So you have to figure out that your purpose comes first over everything. And you must constantly stay true. Of course, you grow both together as an individual. And you understand sometimes you need to come together and have a goal. Let's say if you're having a kid, you have to put yourself aside, your life and her life, to raise the child. But you can't be dragged down by anyone. You can't be changed in a bad way. Because we are who we surround ourselves with. So it's important to find the right person. But it's so important to remember why and the priority of the purpose that we're chasing. Because it's a hard feeling to realize that you were once a certain type of man. And through months or years of a relationship, you kind of got transformed into a lesser version. And she's no longer attracted to that person that maybe she influenced you to become. Because you were weak, because you have to take some responsibility and realize you failed the shit tests. So you turned into that stinky, smelly, feminine boyfriend that she wasn't attracted to originally. That you gave up your higher reason of living for the comfort of love. Instead of the man that does the hard work and then loves his woman fully, but knows the next moment that he's done, he has to go back to being the individual that conquers the life. So choose what you want to be. The man with a higher reason to live that can fully love his woman. Or the man that just pokes at life and just pokes at his woman because he just sits there comfortably, poking at life. He loves his woman mediocrely because he spends 10 hours with her every single day. Instead of the hard man that comes back from hours of hard work and can love her fully. So don't be dragged down. Don't forget who you are by the influence of love. But understand the priority of constantly moving upwards. You can drag someone along, but if they are constantly pulling you down, you have to let go. So go out there, do the hard work, and conquer life and love your woman fully.